Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, welcome to Drawing with Mr. Sepulveda. I'm Mr. Sepulveda.
I'm Jason. I'm Summer.
And we're continuing to count down the 12 days of Christmas by creating 12 pieces of Christmas art. In yesterday's episode, we created ornaments using watercolor paint. Jason, can you let the viewers know what we'll be making today?
Today we're going to draw Santa stuck in a chimney.
Santa stuck in a chimney, that sounds exciting. Summer, can you let the viewers know what materials we'll need?
So you're going to need something to draw with, a piece of paper, and something to color with.
And something we're coloring with today are alcohol markers, but if you don't have alcohol markers at home, you can use any type of materials that you feel most comfortable with, like crayons, colored pencils, paint, anything you want. So go ahead, pause the video, grab those materials, and when you're ready, come join us for a little bit of Christmas art. Alright guys, so we've got our papers. We're going to hold them vertically or horizontally. It's entirely up to you. I'm going to keep mine vertical. How about you guys?
I think I'm going to do mine this way.
Horizontal. How about you?
I'm going to do it vertical.
Okay, so we have different options here and you guys will be able to see the differences. Because if we do it more like summer, you have room to add other details like reindeers and things like that. If you do it more linear, kind of like Jason and I, you might be able to put something in the background or have to omit some details, okay? So let that be your call on however you want to do it. But either way, the beginning steps are exactly the same. So first thing I think about with Santa stuck on a roof is I'm thinking about the snow that's on the chimney that he's getting stuck in.
Yeah.
And so we'll do this by just kind of creating some little wiggle lines. Similar to this, they do not have to be or have any rhyme or reason. They can kind of be whatever. And we'll kind of stretch them out from about here to maybe a little off center, right? This one I kind of kept center, so I'll just kind of stretch it out a little bit more to the right than before. And with the top of this chimney, I'm just going to kind of do some squiggle lines going across. Then I'll just finish it off on the side over here, right? It doesn't not have to look perfect because snow kind of fluffs out however it will, okay? And then we'll bring down our chimney, right? With just two straight lines, okay? It can be as long as you want, okay? I don't recommend hitting the bottom of the paper because if we leave it three-dimensional, we can put snow over here, okay? This is normally made out of what? What's the chimney made out of?
Brick.
Brick, right? And so we can kind of split this into different sections, and so we'll just kind of make a series of horizontal lines. You can use a ruler for this, or you can just kind of freehand it like we are, right? Either way, it kind of works out just the same. It doesn't matter if you have two little sections, three sections, four sections. The only thing that tells you is how many bricks there are. The first one I like to always split into a group of three, so I'll split this one into a group of three, just like that. All right, perfect, perfect. And for the other ones, when I get to the next rows, I just either shift it left or I shift the line right. So I'm going to kind of do the center of this box by putting a line there.
Yep.
I'll do the center of this box by putting a line here. And the center of this box by putting a line right there. That looks great. Good. See, now we went from 3 bricks to 4. And then on this one, all we got to do is decide we want 3 or 4 bricks. I'm thinking 3. So I will look at this line and I will shift my line a little bit more to the right. So put a line right there. And then I'll look at this line and I'll shift it a little bit more to the right as well. Just kind of put a line right there. And if you feel like it looks too odd, that's fine. You can always add another line over here to the corner. It's entirely up to you, right? And then I like to finish off my last one by mimicking the top row. And so I'll just kind of pretend like I'm stretching this line straight down and pretending that I'm stretching that line straight down, just like that.
Can I move mine to the side a little bit?
Yeah, you can move it to the side a little bit. It does not have to look exactly the same. And if you need to stretch out, you can always stretch out. There's no rules to this. I've seen plenty of bricks that don't line up nicely. If you've ever seen like brick houses and things like that, sometimes they're not always perfect. And they're like kind of jagged, yeah. So we got the chimney part down. Next part is going to be making sure that we add Santa. And so I like to think of Santa's belly being stuck because it's a little plumpy, right? It's a little big. And so I'm going to do this by creating a nice little set of round parentheses, kind of like this on both sides. Okay, just like that. Good. And then I'm going to do a little arch going across. So we'll do an arch going across from one side to the other. Okay. And then I'm going to do another set of parentheses, but these are going to be a lot smaller on both sides. Okay, good, good. And then we'll do another arch going across. Okay. All right, can you guys guess what this is?
The belt.
The belt, good. And so we need a belt buckle. So I just like to do mine as a simple like rectangle somewhere in the middle. I think it looks really nice. Okay. And then with Santa's jacket, we're gonna go ahead and put in just some squiggles over here because it usually has like that white fluff that runs down the center. Okay, good. Perfectos, right, good. And then I like to think of his legs kind of popping out. And so I'm gonna find the center, or think about where the center of his legs are, and just kind of do like a stretched out U. And it doesn't have to be too far off of his body, just a little bit off of his body. And then it's up to you on how you want his legs to flail. You can put them on an angle, kind of moving around. You can have them sticking straight up. It's entirely up to you. I'll make this one a little bit more straight out. So I'll just kind of do kind of a straight line, just like this. Yep, and I see you went for a bent one. I like that one too. And then I'm just going to connect these two guys together, and I'm going to do it in a curve. Okay. Okay, good, good. And then I see you touch the top, so I'll keep going with Jason on this part, if that's cool. We're going to do the same thing. We'll just kind of connect these guys as a curve. Okay. Just like that. And then I'm thinking his boots are going to stick out a little bit, just like this.
Yep.
And I see yours kind of finished off, but if you still have room, I'm just gonna do one of these shapes and round it straight out, just like that, just to kind of give him a boot. And then I'll try to mimic that exact same shape on this end, just like that. Okay? Yes, and in case you heard Summer, she said wrinkles. I agree, I think we need some wrinkles, right? And we can kind of do some folding wrinkles over here by his belly, near the chimney. Kind of add them on both sides because of course he's being squished in. That kind of gives us that illusion that he's being stuck, he's being kind of pressed up against this. And I think the last things we need are a little bit of snow to kind of play off this roof. So I'm just going to do some squiggles here in the background. I'll do some over here as well. And then I'm going to put some squiggles in front of the chimney, so it kind of gives us that illusion that it's three-dimensional in space. So we got kind of like a little bit more of a background, a little bit more of a foreground, okay? All right, looking good, looking good. Loving these. All right, so I think we're up to a really good spot. This is gonna be the phase where we get to do a couple things, okay? Number one, we can color. And number two, if we need to add any details, like if we want to add a reindeer head, or if we want to add something flying in the background, or part of his sleigh somewhere, put a moon, stars, whatever. Those are the details that we can decide to do on, and we'll decide that individually, okay?
Yep.
So you guys at home, you guys can either pause the video now, start coloring, make your creations, and then hit play on this video to see what we decide, or you can continue watching this video, see where the time lapse goes, and then see if that helps you with your drawings, okay? So without further ado, here goes the time lapse. And we're back, and I think our art pieces came out really amazing. Jason, tell us, what was your favorite part about this drawing?
I love the coloring and the blending.
Coloring and the blending? Yeah, I could see that you did a few blends over here, and it really looks like fun over here.
Yeah.
And Summer, tell us about what your favorite part was.
The coloring and the deer. I did on mine.
And the reindeer, yeah, I was about to say, like, she added in a reindeer. I'm wondering if anyone else added in a reindeer to their pieces of art at home. And for myself, I enjoy the coloring phase. It's always my favorite phase. I feel like we could take something that's really two-dimensional and make it pop out more. I think that's my favorite part about this whole thing. If you guys joined us and drew your Santa stuck in a chimney, please send it into the email in the description down below. And please join us tomorrow where we'll be drawing Santa popping out of a present. Can't wait to see you then. You guys take care. Have a good one. Bye-bye.